It's day 2 of sort of resetting my chops, and we're gonna start from scratch once again. Ah, da 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 da. One of the most important things is keeping singing sort of in the forefront of my mind so I don't get too distracted with any of this, even if it's not necessarily going perfectly. And it's kind of easy to make myself do old habits of how to change that. But if I really just dial in of oh instead of all this weird stuff that we like to do as trumpet players, like how can we make the air faster, this and that, simplify it to singing. It makes things so much easier. And I kind of hesitate to even move on to the trumpet right now because the sound on the mouthpiece just isn't quite there yet, which I think is really important to get that box checked. Again, one of the main things is I'm trying to keep from setting up in any weird way. The setup for me right now is just going to be bring it to my face. So I'm sort of connecting to the pedal register, but you'll notice when I come back up, that resonance that I get down there, that sort of like sound production kind of just goes away. Like you can hear right when it opens up and things just go, my lips are just going like this. And then right around that low C mark, it kind of loses that resonance. So now the goal is, can I bring that bass line way down there, can I bring that up into everything else that I'm doing? Aww. Aww. Da 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 da. It's getting a little bit closer. It's really about keeping all this the same and just letting the change come as if I'm singing. Ta 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 ta. It's interesting how it just pops up in certain partials out of nowhere. It's not really what I'm looking for. I think it's a good thing when you're trying to sort of reset these types of things a little bit because you've got these bad habits. It's a good thing to focus as well pretty hard on the things that you know are good. Like for me, looking down the lead pipe or toward the bell really just helps me center in and not kind of disconnect where I'm looking and where I'm playing. And it's such an easy thing to think about. I also don't want to forget having fast fingers with that sort of C shape in the right hand, because it's easy when you focus on other things to let your finger start doing this, and that's just a bad habit that doesn't really make sense to do. One thing I do find very important is to be able to play simple melodies and make them sound simple, which is something that even a lot of really good players start to lose as they practice more and more difficult rep. Da, da, da. Yeah, I think it just helps to sing often in your practice and incorporate these like easy melodies, and it doesn't have to be boring. Like you can mess around with the key signature and you can kind of help with being able to transpose. not quite sitting right, so back to the mouthpiece. The sound isn't quite what I want, but it's coming from sort of the right place where I'm not really changing here to get the result. Somebody tell me to, or remind me to oil this tonight, because that was something else. Yeah, I think the thing I'm trying to get back into is kind of just keeping the lips relaxed up there and not sort of tightening down and bearing down so much, you know, just to play above G, above the staff. We have a tendency to sort of start to do more, but trying to find a way to keep the lips loose, and maybe that means a little bit more of keeping this kind of together, but I don't want to think about that too much. I just want it to feel like I'm singing. So maybe I should not have said anything. It's all the effort that I need is the same as what I just did. And for stuff like that, you don't want to have so much movement in the face, but it might help in some circumstances to say something like la 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 la, like almost like you're saying la or a light da. It kind of just helps you out with that, but obviously you can't do it super fast that way. So right before I play, I try to just like reset sort of the effort level and the approach by just going, and then I start, I'm not trying to replicate that, I start right at the bottom. So the top is kind of where I am when I'm playing, I'm like, and then, it's kind of like just a sigh, and then I come back in at the bottom of the sigh on the horn. Maybe a little bit better than last time. The next video I need to spend more time on the mouthpiece, just getting the sound right, because it just wasn't, I just never quite found it today. It's just not quite there. Like, it should be pretty loud the entire time. So I think if I can start getting that working as a tool that I have, it'll be something useful to start fixing a lot of other problems, including just like general tone production. But a little progress is better than none, so if you guys want to see more of these, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.
Get some help.